Evening, everyone. It's about 5:55 on Thursday the 11th, and this is your closing comment. It's video number 668. And again, I remind you, if you like the work, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification button so you don't miss any of these videos. Okay, so today was Thursday, and Thursday was claims day. The numbers were okay, nothing overwhelming. Initial claims down 42,000 to a still elevated 712,000, and continuing down 193 to 4,144,000, which is a little better. The problem is that the PUA, the pandemic assistance, continues to run very high. As of February's number, February 20th, so we'll have a new one in about 10 days, there were 18 million, and currently there are 20 million. So that's an increase of a ninth. So we're talking about an 11% increase in PUA for people whose unemployment has already run out. So it's not like they fell off the list. They did fall off the continuing claims, and we have an addition of 2 million. And frankly, when you only have 4 million of continuing claims, 2 million who have fallen off but are still getting assistance is a big number. We also had the JOLTS, which is job openings, and they were up slightly to 691,700 from 6,752,000. So additional jobs, about 165,000, but not really meaningful if they're not getting filled. So today we had a couple of follow-throughs, but I want to mention CPNG, which came at 35. Traded as high, opened 64.97, traded as high as 69, and then came all the way back to close at 50, still up $15, or just under 50%. Bumble, which had earnings yesterday and was slightly higher last night and this morning, were traded. Closed yesterday 62.91, traded today as high as 76.49, was up about $10. Roblex, which came at the reference number of 45, was higher yesterday and was also higher today by about another $7 or 10%, on the news that Cathie Wood from ARC had purchased 500,000 shares. We had FLR, closed 1994 yesterday. We owned the 20 calls. They actually, we sold half of them today at $1.40, up 100 on the 100% up rule. GE really stinking up the place. Nobody likes the idea of the reverse split. They tend to not work unless there's something in particular. It looks to me like they just want to shrink the outstanding and make it $100 stock. I believe it was a 1-for-8 they were talking about. But everybody on the street is saying, geez, I hope that they decide not to do that. Because people tend to be sellers of odd lots as opposed to average uppers, to round them back to the upside. Oracle beat yesterday, but the stock was down pretty hard. It actually closed down 468 today, down 6.5%, but that actually was higher than where it was trading this morning. Novavax talking about their vaccine as incredibly has a high efficacy and really helpful. Stock trading 223.61, up almost 36. Ulta missed both top and bottom line They're changing their CEO. The stock had closed at 347 and a half, up $4 and change, and then traded on the number all the way down to 307. And currently trading 324, down 1914 or 5.8%. GameStop was all over the place. Yesterday it had a $176 range on the day. Today it only had a $39.50 range, and actually closed 255, down 10.03. AMC, same situation, had a $3 range yesterday, had a 75-cent range today. Last trade was 10.15, up 30. I told you that there was a new price objective of a penny by the people at Lightshed. I tend to agree with that. Also, yesterday we had an order to buy IPOF 12 and a half calls at 66 cents. Only 2 or 3 people actually got fills on that, so it's not on the ledger. But the ones who did get fills at 66 had a close today of 93. And so that was pretty nice. DocuSign beat both top and bottom line. And this company has gone from the way it was put on TV, and I really kind of liked it. It went from a crisis solution to a business as usual company. They actually showed sort of a loss. In point of fact, they made 37 cents versus 22, but they used a bunch of money and paid down debt. Revenues were up 57% year over year, and the stock was down 5% at 214, down 11.22. And the home run of the day, ENTX. This is a company that had great top-line results for a phase 2 trial for osteoporosis. Maxim raised their price objective from 5 to 10, and the stock, which closed at $1.60 yesterday, traded as high as $7.87, so a monster day. Sold all the way back down to 404, about halfway, and closed up 244 or 152.5%. The market was up 188, which is about half of what it was up at the height, but internals were still 3.5 to 1. The NASDAQ was the big winner, up 2.52%, or 329.84, and they were 3.8 to 1 up. Volume was about average. The S&P, a new high. The Russell, a new high and a new closing high. Russell closed up 52.86, just slightly behind the NASDAQ at up 2.31, and the transportations were up 152 and change, or 1.1%. Chart on the screen is the oil, and this morning I was saying about how, it looked higher. It actually was up about 40 cents at this morning's call, I believe, and finished up $1.58, or 2.45%. Hasn't made a new high, but in case you haven't noticed, this was the high, the recovery high close, which was last Friday, and it closed at 66.09, up 226 that day. Today we closed at 66.02, so that's awfully close. If we do close at a new high for the move tomorrow, that will also convert into a new high weekly close. The other standout was Bitcoin, and I'll show you what that looked like. It was up 1,335 on the day. It did make a new high, the old high having been 57,790. Yesterday it made a new high by $25 to 57,815. Today made a new high at 58,390, closed 57,990. 9:55, and I expect that we're going to extend up there. As I've been saying for 3 or 4 days, I can't see how they stop this much before 68,000. Last but not least, we had the coffee, which looks to me like it has reversed back to the upside again. It was up a penny and a half or $1.50, depending upon how you want to call it. It too came down, hit this 50-day moving average at the low, and closed on the high 2 days ago, up yesterday, up today. It has some resistance in here around 134, 135, but if we get through that, I think that we'll take the 5-day and turn it higher, and we'll see a test of the highs at 140. All right, everyone, I'll be back first thing in the morning tomorrow. Hope you had a good day, and don't forget to subscribe.